Hello, my name is Idika, and the title of my chapel talk is The Butterfly Effect, Poetry Style. Contrary to popular belief, poetry is not what your grandparents read and wrote for fun back in the good old days. Poetry is political, and poetry is powerful. Poetry is a form of storytelling that marginalized voices can use to be vulnerable, relatable, and empowering. Creating and sharing poetry gives a platform to those who feel like their voices do not matter or have little to no opportunities to express themselves. This is exemplified through a spoken word poem by Ryan Jafar, a teenager in a youth poetry troupe. He dedicated his poem to, quote, everyone who has ever felt weird or different, end quote, and then attacked pop culture and widespread commercialism. Jafar is not only giving a voice to marginalized voices, he's speaking from his status as an outsider in order to challenge and critique societal norms and ideals. The stories created by marginalized voices can have an immense impact on society. This impact has been examined by Valerie Chepp, a sociology researcher, quote, as an activist tool, stories help recruit movement participants, weather movement setbacks, and integrate movement politics into mainstream debates, end quote. Stories garner both support and attention from society. Poetry is political, and its success can be greatly attributed to its accessibility. The concept of accessibility is a core value of the poetry community. It allows for a bigger audience and a greater chance at changing people's perspectives. This accessibility is made possible through social media. Poetry is now available on many platforms such as YouTube and Instagram. All a person needs is access to internet and work that they want to share. Rupi Kaur has successfully done this. Kaur, dubbed an Insta-poet, has built a name for herself with her tasteful drawings and succinct, raw poetry that is not only personal, but also critiques society. She started by calling out Instagram for removing her post of herself on a bed stained with menstrual blood and also creating a poem in response to the incident. A stanza reads, quote, the recreational use of this body is seen as beautiful, while its nature is seen as ugly, end quote. In this poem, Kara is exposing the ludicrousness of society for reducing women only to how they can be useful and scoffing in disgust at the nature of their central parts. Many agreed, and her follower count has risen to 3.4 million on Instagram. This shows that poetic callouts and critiques can cause many people to reevaluate and reflect upon their political, moral, and social perspectives and beliefs. Poets, through their storytelling, are able to create great change. Whether they are speaking out against fat shaming or confronting homophobia, they are creating communities full of angry, determined dreamers. Poets promote social and political engagement through their poetry. They continually seek and create politically empowered communities. Poetry has the power to change the world and create a better, brighter, and more inclusive future. Thank you.